doing all. The angels willing to hold us in their arms. When our worth of stone or ashes, and we both passed on. Let forever mean forever and carry on.
Good afternoon. So it's been another somewhat productive day around here. Somewhat productive. I mean, actually, I got quite a bit done in the amount of time that I was actually working on it. Is what it is. I'll tell you what. By the way, I want to let everybody know that Blue is doing better, and I appreciate any thoughts, any prayers that were sent her way. She's not completely out of the woods yet, but she is doing much, much better. Even her mood, even her just the way she is completely back to normal. Other than the fact that her bowel movements are still really loose. At least it's not just like water and air coming out. So that's definitely that is definitely an improvement. I expect that within come tomorrow and maybe the next day, everything will be absolutely normal. It could be just she might have got a stomach bug or something like that. But like I said yesterday, she is such she is such a part of our family that every little thing it really has an impact on us. She is the most awesome dog that I've ever seen, and so I'm glad to be able to say that she is doing better. Much better, actually. She's eating good. She's never thrown up once or anything like that. She's eating better and just back to her normal self. So that's an awesome thing. Wow, do I have something to talk about today? And I don't know. I don't even know how I'm going to react yet. It's very, very, very frustrating. Very absolute frustrating. So we'll get to that in a moment. I do want to remind everybody right now that Prepper Nurse 1, and I don't even have a link up, Prepper Nurse 1 does have a sale running right now, and I do want to let folks know. And let's see, let me get a site up here. 20% off anything on the website. The coupon code is Summer Please, all one word, Summer Please, and that is good until midnight, February 4th. So that covers all the legacy food products. That covers any of the merchandise. Right on his website there. Again, the coupon code Summer Please. It's a pretty awesome deal. It really is. That's some good stuff. He had contacted. We had asked for a sample pack a little while back. And Amy, which works in the office there at Legacy, I guess she got busy and whatnot and never got it sent out. Well, Prepper Nurse had said something to her, and the reason we're getting a sample pack is because we're going to do some review videos on the Legacy foods, and so anyway, those are going to be on their way. The sample pack, and as soon as we get them and are able to do reviews, you'll see them. So I wanted to remind everybody about that sale because it doesn't run every day, but it is a good deal on some awesome stuff. So just a reminder on that. You might notice just from the get-go a little bit of a change on the website. Yes, that is a change that you see. I clearly don't get the monologue videos out every day, and it's not because of laziness on my part. Some of the monologue videos, in fact, a lot of the monologue videos, I don't really feel are something that I really want to clip out and put up as its own individual video. However, that's not fair to you guys because you guys you guys may want to go back and hear what I had to say. So again, that's not fair to you guys. And then on YouTube, I have everything, all of our archives unlisted for our live shows, so you guys can't get to them. You guys can't see them, and that's not right. That's not cool. So that is changing starting today. At the top of the website, as you see there now, is the title of today's show, and if I were to click on it, you would hear today's show. It would be the live show right now on it. I don't really want to do that, because if I do, the audio will feed back through, but believe me, the live shows from now on will be right there on the homepage of thewatchmannews.com. So after the live show is over, it will be there. You just click on Show Archives. It's the only option there now. And boom, you'll be able to watch every one of the shows, and you know, monologue and everything included, all the way from the moment I click the connection to go live, all the way to the end of the show. So anyway, that is a change that's on the website now, and I did that because that makes it easier for you, and it makes it a little fairer. So that was a change that I had made. Pardon me. Another change that I made on the website that I worked on today, that I've been telling you that I was going to get done, and I got leaps and bounds ahead today in getting that done. So anyway, in the user menu, I said that, or not user menu, but in the menu here, I said I was going to add an Amazon store to it. I have got that link all there and good, and I have populated that link with, as far as I know, everything up to date in that first section. That first section I told you was going to be items we own and recommend. I do believe I have everything in there to date of the different items that I'll be posting there. There are some items that we have bought that I don't recommend. They're not in here. So anyway, if there's something on this list, just as it says, and by the way, like it says up top, if you have an ad blocker on, you will probably see a blank page. You probably won't see any of these because technically they're ads. So you may have to turn an ad blocker off if you're using one to be able to see everything on there. So anyway, also, if there's something that you would like to buy from Amazon that is not in our list, and Amazon has a whole hell of a lot of other things besides what's on our list, you can click right here where it's in red and bold, the print here, and that will actually open up the Amazon home page right there, so that you can go in and make your purchase, and it will give us credit for that purchase. So that is what that link is for. Anyway, we've got everything caught up. These are the radios like we had just got. I just got these. They call them throat mics, covert throat mics. I just got those in today. They work really well. Very impressed with them. In fact, I was extremely impressed with the sound quality of when I talk. It sounds pretty good, you know, because it works on the vibration of your throat. It doesn't have a microphone that you're speaking into. It works on the vibration from your throat. So that means there's not going to be any wind noise or any type of outside noise interference when you communicate. And I think that's a plus. So anyway, there's a couple of things. We got our Anker PowerCore 13,000 mAh batteries today, or battery backups today. And I know I keep power bank. I keep calling them the wrong thing. They're power banks, 13,000 mAh, milliamp hour. And I'll tell you what, I am extremely, extremely impressed with them. This is the first time we've gotten Anker products. And back when I got our first power banks, I was looking for a power bank that I could use my own 18650 batteries in, because I thought, you know, what could be better? Put my own batteries in it. I can charge my batteries. At the same time, I can use those charged batteries to charge a mobile device. What could be better? So the problem is, nobody makes a good quality one. They're all kind of, not really good quality. So I wanted something reliable, something that I could count on. And lo and behold, without a doubt, these things are really, really nice. You can tell they're made very, very well. But here is what really set me over the top, impressed with it. When we first got the other power banks, my intent was I bought some little bitty USB lights, and they're real small, and you plug them into a USB port. They're dimmable. There's like 6 LEDs on it. The suckers are like really bright. You do not want to look into them. And the thing of it is on our old power banks, if I were to stick one of those lights into the USB, that light pulls so little power that it wouldn't keep the power bank on. The power bank wouldn't detect any type of a draw on it and would automatically shut off. Not much use for a light then, huh? So that was like literally the first thing I tested with these things. I got out one of those USB lights, I plugged it in, lo and behold, it sees it there, and it stays on. It turns it on, and it stays on. The funny thing is if you dim the light, like halfway dim or less, the thing, the battery indicator that tells you what charge your batteries in the power bank are, it even goes off because it's so little current that it's pulling. But here's the important thing: the USB light stays on. The USB light stays on. That is awesome. That is, I know that may not seem like a big deal to a lot of people, but that is one of my intents of having those, is to be able to provide light. It's got 2 ports on it, so I can put a light, one of those little USB lights, in one port and charge a device with another port. So that is incredible. I'm just overly impressed with that device. I did get the wheels, the electric wheels. I found them on Amazon, like we've got on our bikes. So those are on there along with these torque arms, because you have to have these torque arms. If you put one of these electric front hub motors on your bike, you have to use these torque arms. There is no getting around it, not unless you like flying over the handlebars after your wheel comes off. So that's the stove that we got. That's one of the trailers. I got the programming cable for the radios we got. I've got all of the survivalist series for Angry American. All of those books are there, okay? And they're not all like $12, okay? That's like the paperback version. Like if you click on it here, I just wanted to show this to you. That's like the, oh wait, no, I am mistaken. It is $12 for the Kindle. I didn't realize that. Wow, okay. I was thinking the Kindle was a lot cheaper. So anyway, it's $11.99 for the Kindle, $13.29 for the paperback. So I stand corrected. Sorry about that. All 10 books though are there and in order. So there's the trailer we got for Blue, and got the crossbow that we own there, along with the bolts, the cross bolts that we ordered. Got the case that we ordered. Got the generic Schwacker tips for the cross bolts there. Even have the sling there. This is the night vision device that we got. Found it on Amazon too. Let's see. Here is the power inverter that we have for our emergency alternative solar system. That's the power inverter there. Even the solar panel. This is advertised as All Powers. Ours is an Elfland. I'm telling you, it's the same company. It's the same company, different sticker. Okay, exact same panel. Likewise is this. This is the exact solar charger that we have. The writing is just in a different color than the one we have. Exact same one from the exact same company, just a different brand name on it. So our water filter. This is the filters that we use in it. They're not the very best top-of-the-line filters, but they're the ones we have, and they do work good. They are very effective, and so I put that on there along with the spigot that we bought to make our own water filter, gravity feed water filter system. So just trying to show you, this right here is a blessing. If you have to use space heaters, especially if you have to use space heaters for your primary form of heat, you would not believe the difference in using this. This is a thermostat that works wirelessly, okay, and I've talked about it before. You plug this part here, you plug into your wall outlet, you plug your heater into that. This takes 2 AAA batteries, and that's your thermostat and the controller for your heater at that point. And so you can put that on your wall, like where we've got ours on our wall. You can put that on your wall, and you can run your space heaters just like you would a regular furnace with a wall thermostat. It really keeps the power bill down because that adjustment in that temperature, your thermostat, is much more accurate not being on the heater itself. So I even, the heaters that we're using, I even got that listed. Blues harness, I got that listed. The sewing machine we got, I've got that listed. Let's see, the bags that we got for our radios, for our Baofangs, to be able to carry the radios plus all the accessories we have. I got that on there. So the books, these are the Franklin Horton books, 2 different series here, the Borrowed World series and the Locker 9 series. Got those there. I also have the 1 Second After series by William Fortune. That is there. In fact, that's all 3 books at one time. So it's like $23.98 to get all 3 Kindle books at one shot. That's in that series. So anyway, just wanted to show you what I got done with that. That's actually quite a bit of work that I got done today. That's all up there, and then over the coming days, I'll start putting other items up that I know either to be decent items or items that we're looking to get in the future. I've got quite a bit of stuff that I intend to get as we go along, as we prepare more on this journey. You will see this list of items that we own and recommend grow. So it's something you're going to want to kind of check back on. I will stand behind this stuff. I will stand behind it. I do a lot of research before I order stuff, folks. A lot of research, as much as I can. And, every penny counts in our case. So that's why I research it so heavily. So that's there. Anybody that shops on Amazon, we most certainly appreciate if you either use our link here, if you click the bold here, if you use that link there, or if it's an item that we actually have listed, we greatly appreciate it. It just throws a little bit our way. It's not a fortune or anything like that, but every little bit helps. So anyway, that is that. Damn, I felt like that was an infomercial, but this is what we do, folks, and it's the only way we make extra income is either through merchandise or something related to what we're doing here. That's our prepping money, okay? It's just the way it is. It's part of life. Okay, so what do I want to talk about now that I'm 22 minutes in on a long-ass infomercial? So it turns out that I need a drink of coffee. So it turns out the other night, right before we went off the air, I got highly, highly agitated because I played a press conference from Texas after a insane day where 5 police officers were injured, okay? 2 suspects were shot and killed. And I wasn't saying a crossword about the whole thing until some short little peckerhead decided to get on the microphone and threaten anybody and everybody that's critical of the police and the job they do. And that set me off. That set me off. Because I value the First Amendment just as much as I value the Second Amendment and Third, Fourth, Fifth. Those amendments have to be enforced. And this little sawed-off peckerhead was directly attacking not only the First Amendment, but anybody that wanted to practice it. And that has set me off in a heartbeat. Well, it turns out that it's very possible, in fact, it's probable, the reason why he came out with that attitude was because that whole incident was FUBAR. The whole incident. In fact, I firmly believe that that little sawed-off peckerhead was lying the entire time he was standing there threatening you and I. The entire time. I think that little son of a bitch knew the details that are just now emerging about that incident. And I think he was trying to save face ahead of time. Ladies and gentlemen, what happened that day is disgusting. It's abhorrent. It is absolutely insane that this is allowed to keep happening over and over and over again. So I'm going to play for you a video. I'm going to play for you a video where neighbors speak out about the couple that was killed along with their own dog in their own home, minding their own damn business. I think this video will make it very clear why the sawed-off peckerhead mama's boy was acting the way he was. Anyway, the article is from Click to Houston, and I do plan on putting a monologue out today, and I will put the link to this page, to this article. I will put it in the description of the monologue. Anyway, the article is titled, "They're Far from Drug Dealers, Neighbors Confused After Deadly Shootout." And I'm just going to play their video because that says it all. Listen close, folks.
It's been a day of developments in the shootout that left 5 Houston police officers injured. Those developments do include some good news from Memorial Hermann Hospital.
Another officer was released from the hospital today. That makes 2 released and now home with their families. 3 are still being treated tonight.
And we learned about who investigators say was on the other side of that shootout. This couple in their late 50s, married for some 20 years.
And in the neighborhood where they lived and where that shootout occurred, the people who knew the couple are shocked.
That is where our Jacob Rascone picks up our team coverage tonight. Jacob, it's something we've been seeing all day long. Neighbors who knew the couple reacting to what happened yesterday in utter disbelief.
Bill and Dominique, the police position is clear that this was a drug house where black tar heroin was dealt and the homeowner opened fire on officers. But in interviews with more than a dozen neighbors, some of whom knew the family, they say for decades, they're in utter disbelief and they're confused. What police describe as the attempted murder of undercover HPD officers at a drug house doesn't add up for many who know the neighborhood and knew the suspects.
I'm saddened about it, okay? That was my friend for 30 years.
Robert N2 moved across the street from Dennis Tuttle in the 80s, and he saw him for the last time walking the dog minutes before the shootout.
15, 20 minutes later, I was sitting right here, and all I heard was a boom, 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 all these shots.
The police chief says Tuttle shot 4 officers after they broke open his front door and shot and killed Tuttle's pit bull that charged them. Robert says there must have been some misunderstanding.
If he would have known it was the police, he would have never shot. No, he obeyed the law. I tell you, he's a straight guy.
Okay, I want to point something out there. He said if he would have known they were the police, he would have never shot at them. Okay? Now, they went to great lengths that night. You may or may not remember the press conference when we covered it live. But they went through great lengths to tell you about how, the officers knocked, they announced who they were, they even turned on a siren on one of the squad cars so that, it wouldn't be mistaken that it was the police department. Bullshit. Bullshit. That was a lie. They did a no-knock warrant. Do you hear that guy say, oh, we heard a bunch of sirens and we heard police screaming, it's the police, we're coming in? No. He heard boom, 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 boom. That's all he heard. Them assholes were serving an unconstitutional no-knock warrant, and a homeowner tried to defend himself. That is exactly what happened. That is exactly what happened. Now you see why these assholes, why these pieces of shit, scum of the fucking earth, have targets on them. It's not because of a job well done they do. It's because they're dickheads that don't know the Constitution from a piece of toilet paper. No wonder the general public is getting a more and more negative view of law enforcement as days go by. Because they commit unconstitutional acts, they extort, they lie, they plant drugs, they plant other things, they cover for one another. I mean, we've got an officer shot dead in the chest by another officer in St. Louis. And the police department is doing everything they can to help cover for this guy. Everything they can. And I fully suspect that that officer was in the process of raping, or just got done raping, that female officer. It was reported that her pants were halfway down when other responding officers got to the scene, along with cocaine, what appeared to be cocaine and alcohol around the premises. And the St. Louis Police Department is doing everything they can to cover it up. And they wonder why the public is starting to have an attitude against them? My God. The only one that I can even think comparable is people like Al Capone. Because that's what they are. They're a mafia. They're a mob. Except they get away with it because they've got the court on their side. Anyway, I'll shut up and continue the video.
Tuttle, a former Marine, and his wife Regina Nicholas were both very sick, many neighbors told us. Regina had cancer, and Dennis suffered from a variety of mental and physical problems. Tuttle's sister didn't believe what happened until she saw the bullet-riddled home for herself.
First, I want to say our prayers are with the officers and their families who were affected.
Police found marijuana, a white powdery substance, and several weapons in the house on Hardy Street. But none of that convinced the more than a dozen neighbors who talked to KPRC that this was a drug house or that its occupants were black tar heroin dealers, as police said.
He's a veteran, but an upstanding man. He was an upstanding man. I'm telling you, he wouldn't even go fishing because he didn't have fishing license. That's how he felt about the law. He obeyed the law.
An upstanding man, of course, is not how police would describe this man or the family of the officers who are injured. The investigation into exactly what happened, including an internal investigation about department policy, is just getting underway. Of course, we'll follow all the latest developments there. Reporting live from Southeast Houston, Jacob Rascone, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Thank you.
So there you go. Absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. What are we supposed to do? The only thing we can do is call it out. But then we have an officer coming right out and saying that anybody that calls it out, anybody that's critical, anybody that wants to know the truth, that they're putting a target on themselves and that they will track them. They will track the people that want to know the truth. Does that sound to you like the job that they're supposed to be doing? Sure in the hell doesn't to me. The only ones they protect and serve is themselves. That's it. As for us, it's only enforce. That's it. Enforce. Unconstitutional laws in unjust courts. And we're not supposed to be critical of it. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Anyway, let me run over the news stories that I put out today, and we will go from there. Prepper Nurse will be live tonight. We will be covering his show on ours. That'll be at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Let's see. Protected by armor, U.S. sanctions pose no risk for Russia and Venezuela ties, says Maduro. That I tweeted out last night. Starting this morning, Maduro claims Trump ordered Colombian government and mafia to kill him. Maduro says next election will take place in 2025, rejects Europe's 8-day ultimatum. Florida man, here we go again. And I think We Are Changed did a video about this. Florida man spends 41 days in jail after deputy mistakes detergent for heroin. 41 days behind bars. Several thousand more troops headed for U.S.-Mexico border, says the Pentagon. U.S. needles China with $2.1 billion Aegis missile sale to Japan. Thought-to-speech, scientists say their AI can read out what happens in your brain. Let me repeat that. Scientists say their AI can read out what happens in your brain. Disgraced New York Attorney General used campaign cash to defend against sex abuse claims. How do you like that? How do you like that? 2 dead, 4 injured in grenade attack on Philippines mosque days after bombing of Christian church. Russia vows to defend its Venezuelan oil assets. U.S. considers early warning radar in Japan after China unveils Guam killer missile. Surveillance guinea pigs, ? Facebook paying teens $20 a month for unfettered access to mobile data. $20 a month to have complete knowledge of every little thing they do on their mobile device. Russian Nord Stream 2 gas pipeline to Europe will be completed this year. That is, unless there's a quote-unquote accident. Stupidity. Russian envoy dismisses U.S. report that Moscow offered North Korea nuclear power plant. U.S. production of new nuke warhead increases risk of nuclear war. Apparently it's a low-yield weapon. In fact, it's the weapon would have a lower yield than the bombs that were used on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And so their concern is that they would be more likely to use them, meaning that it would turn into an all-out war with the bigger warheads. So that's their big concern there. Let's see. This is I believe pretty much the same thing. Less fallout, more danger. U.S. low-yield warhead pushes doomsday clock closer to midnight. Refusal to hand over Venezuelan gold means end of Britain as a financial center, says Professor Wolf. Direct nexus between U.S. sanctions and death. UN rapporteur slams economic war on Venezuela. This is kind of cool. Puppy love. Marathon runner carries dog 19 miles after finding it lost en route. That happened in Thailand. Facebook blocks transparency tools as 1/3 of world gets ready to vote. Trump says U.S. intelligence services are naive and wrong on Iran. Maduro says military defectors in Colombia planning coup attempt against Venezuela. Venezuelan opposition won't have any dialogue with Maduro, says Guaido's envoy to the U.S. This is that article and video I played a little bit ago. Trump and Guaido agree to keep contact to support Venezuela's path to stability. If you want them to be stable, remove the sanctions and get the hell out of their business. Venezuela must free itself from dollar blackmail, says Maduro. And you notice all the Venezuelan stuff. I'm telling you, folks, it is coming. Venezuelan opposition holds major rally in Caracas. Accident involving motorcade leaving White House causes injuries. Extremely foolish. U.S. envoy warns Maduro of acting against Guaido, says reports. Uruguay and Mexico convene international conference on Venezuela crisis. And pharma executive gave doctor a lap dance while pushing addictive painkillers. Can you believe that? Remember that when you go into your doctor? Remember that when he's prescribing you a new medication, and maybe the possible motivation for him prescribing you the new medication is not necessarily your health, it's their wallet or things they would like to have or places they would like to go or lap dances they would like to be involved with. Just remember that. Remember that. Because that's what they do. This is nothing out of the ordinary. Well, maybe the lap dance is, but they get kickbacks. They get really nice kickbacks for giving you poison and getting you to pay for the poison and ingest it. They make a fortune one way or another because of it. So anyway, that's what I got for the monologue. I'm going to go ahead and close the monologue because I'm going to try to get in as much stuff before Prepper Nurse 1 goes live. So if you're here for the live show, stick around. We'll be live until 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you're just here to watch the monologue or the recording thereof, thank you very much. As always, God bless you. We love you, and be one with your spirit.